Bitcoin is now at 44,398. That is a point of resistance where the price slowed down last 4 times. So if you are observing this one, right, you actually saw once the price came there, slowed down, then 2 times here, then again here. Now we are at this particular point. So what we have to look at is what the price has done till this point, because it's not only the negative scenario where you say, okay, if this breaks down, we're going to go down. It is also a positive scenario where if it breaks this range, now your measured move is allowing Bitcoin to run higher 30%. So 30% run high after the break from this point in Bitcoin will bring in more volume to the crypto market and take that towards $60,000 Bitcoin, say $58,000-$60,000 Bitcoin. Now that will allow the market to actually bring in more volume. Now that money will trickle down to other coins when Bitcoin corrects back down. The news, the updates, the current affairs, whatever you look at, this is positive. Yes, it's not positive for those who are outside assets, precisely crypto. We agree on that point. But if you look at what is happening in and around you, the big guys, they're coming in and right now they're pushing the price. They're bringing back money and it's about $2 trillion cap. Now, when we say these big guys, you need to understand, if BlackRock is doing something, others like Fidelity and, say BlackRock is like close to $10 trillion. Fidelity is 4.2. So you have Vanguard with 7.2. These are all trillions with T, right? So when these guys are going big, that's huge. When I say it's huge, it really is huge, because right now we are looking at the market bringing back money coming into this, and it's not only Bitcoin, right? It's looking for the entire market. So when you see people are into this market, they are taking more money into this market. Yes, you do see opportunities. Yes, there are assets which are moving to the upside. So you do have opportunities here. So if you're understanding what's happening here, yes, you do have to look at, like what this particular pattern means. See, now for XRP at the same time, I know it's a little bit depressing. I agree on that point. It's a little bit depressing because we've seen, okay, we have broken out from this particular range, but we are not doing much. We are still going to retest that same breakout again and again. Now, there are some stuff which you need to keep in mind. Yes, the entire altcoin market cap broke higher. It also came back to retest before it actually bounced. So if you're going to look at, say, Ether, it also did the same on a daily chart. It went up, it broke that level, and then came down to retest it before it actually bounced. So yes, the macro scenario, it shows you this structure where your impulses, like, you're going to the upside, you correct in here. Now, if you break higher, you are going to go higher. Now, just breaking that level will give a breathing space of 160% for Ether. Now, understand that 160% is after breaking this. So to reach and test that resistance, in itself is like 100% move till that point of resistance. So when the market is moving like this, Bitcoin moving higher, Ether moving higher, yes, there would be coins which pump here and there in general, but the market as a whole is going to be a little bit slow when you observe the Bitcoin dominance. Because if this Bitcoin dominance is breaking to the upside, the only thing which goes against it is the MACD here. Fine. But if the MACD crosses and get back into this trading range, then it has room to the upside, like, till this point it can come up. We don't know what's going to happen. But looking at this, if this is breaking higher, that doesn't actually look too good, right? When it breaks higher, you can go literally till this point of resistance, which is 50%. So market is going to take the money and move it 50% into Bitcoin. That's what it's meaning. Or at least it's headed that direction if we are breaking from here. But at the same time, when you observe Ether is also getting attention, you are looking for the news. And from those, you understand, okay, there is a lot of things happening in and around you. And especially for XRP, yes, there's a lot of stuff happening in and around us. And we should be aware of those because the price can surprise you at any point in time. You go look at different assets, you're seeing breakouts here. I agree. There is a lot of opportunity in this market. They are breaking higher. Now, we do call out all those breakouts, and when they reach close to your targets, we do inform you, right? We do that on a regular basis. But, what you have to understand is, yes, some coins are popping here and there, and if you want to look at them, if you want to trade them, it's all good. But look at the macro scenario here. Look at the indicators here. Yes, it's taking a ton of patience, and patience is really hard. I agree on that point. I've been here from a long time in XRP, and I can definitely say staying patient, buying more and averaging down or accumulating is hard. Instead of looking at the USD value, looking at the number of units is really hard. But that's the ultimate goal for an investor. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. So guys, yes, these are positive. These are definitely positive. But until we actually reach that area where people are like, okay, at least this case is going to get solved, utility side in US is limited. US is the biggest economy, right? So there is no arguing about it. Yes, China is growing, but it's different. Right now, US also have $30 trillion as their liabilities. Now, without looking at the unfunded liabilities, but keep that in mind when that utility goes on. These are going to come in. Look at now. This is just one example from Japan, from SBI, giving you this idea of what they are going to use Ripple and XRP for. So when this actually come into play, you do have to understand, R3 Coda has been used and tested from a lot of different perspectives. And when you get the current affairs and, to get more clarity, when we look at John, he's kind of giving you that, okay, this is a possibility where 60 to 90 days this could be solved or even sooner. And that definitely means, money is pumping in. Now, it's not only Bitcoin and Ether. Yeah, at the top surface, you are looking at it, okay, Bitcoin, Ether, you understand it. But at the bottom, as crypto area highlights, it's not only those two. You look at the background, you look at the layer, you'll understand where they have really invested in. Because if they are using Ripple blockchain technology, what you have to understand is they already paid a ton of money to get into that technology. Because the network is growing, and the network and the number of people involved in that network increases the value of that network. If they are small banks, just small payment providers, I understand it's not that big. But once you actually get all these banks involved in this, your accessibility, your reach increases as a member in RippleNet. So the utility side for me looks so strong when they are about to use XRP. Yes, the price is low, and that's what you as an investor really should be looking at. You should not be actually going here. One of the stuff I regularly see is like, people go to the return rates, go to a year or a quarter and look at coins which have done extremely good. And they'll ask, okay, you've seen this coin has done super high. What do you think about that? Should I buy that? I'm like, if it has already done a ton, then that may not be the right time to get in those assets, right? So, for example, one of these questions which you may probably get is HEX. When the market slows down, you see HEX actually moving higher. So that point is actually valid. Yes, with you staying in one asset and it's low without moving, and you see the market is actually showing you different stuff, people think that particular coin is pumping. Yes, you can, as a human being, ask, should I really go in there? So if I'm just looking at one of that asset here, say HEX. Now, you are looking at the macro scenario, not the short-term perspective. In short term, yes, the price can be volatile, super volatile. This is crypto market. If this is an asset and you are an investor looking to buy an asset, you look at this and say, are you buying low? Make sure you're buying low, because if it's not, the market can actually go way bad. If you think you have seen worst, You may have to think that again when you see the market doing bad stuff. But here, yes, there can be short-term upside when you have a breakout in the price. If it breaks out, you may have a bit more retesting this or a little bit and then come down. We don't know. But the level of risk involved in going into an asset which is at this stage where the trend line has been broken going down, that's really a red flag. It should be a red flag for anyone looking at that. But at the same time, when you come into this asset, yes, you again need a ton of patience. But we are breaking. That's a long wait. I know we've been waiting from last April, so it's like a year, and a year of waiting with the price, consolidating and without moving much. It's really hard. But now you're seeing that the MACD is crossing to the upside. You zoom into the MACD and you see, okay, the volume is slowly coming onto the positive sign. Now what you need is the MACD to come up, right? So if you are focusing on this particular stuff, the MACD need to cross and it needs to come to this level. So you observe this one here, this is 0. So here it's positive zone. So if you are looking at this, this is the positive zone where we need it. Right now it's here in the negative territory. So once you actually see that the price is able to do magical stuff, then there is no way of entering in it. You don't really have to enter in an asset which has already done great. You need to enter into an asset before it's doing something huge, heavy, because once it does that magical stuff, there's no point in getting onto it. And if you understand that point, you would be trying to buy this. And if you are a trader looking at a breakout event, yes, again, if you have listened to, Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett, they always say big money is not in buying, not in selling, it's in waiting. Waiting for the right pitch is really hard. Waiting for that breakout is really hard. And if you're an investor in XRP, fine, you have already bought it here, you're just riding this. If you are a trader, at least trying to trade for 6 months, a year kind of trade, you definitely need to look at these breakout. And that's one of the reasons why we do these calls, right? Whenever the price is breaking out, we come in and let you know there is a breakout. Look at these. This is the target. When we reach that target, I give you that idea. Okay, we are reaching this target, close to this. If you want to take the profit, take it. And if you want these kind of updates, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. Now, we are at the end of the month. If you can wait for 4 days and then join, that's going to give you the massive potential. And understand, when the market is about to do this stuff, because last quarter, most of the assets which have done great in last year is now down in this quarter. So you actually get that point, right? Okay, that means something. Then you come on to the daily and look at the coins which are not performing well. You go onto the quarterly and look at the opposite. Okay, you're like, okay, there is something changing. The market is shifting. So with this shift in market, there's a lot of opportunities coming in. Now, it may not be directly in the large cap coins. It may not directly be in the medium cap coins. There would be some, but most of them would be in the small micro cap category where the risk is higher. So if you are trading, make sure you understand the level of risk you're taking. Don't go leveraged. Because when these guys get in with this big money, they can wait how long they want to. They don't actually have that short time frame which they're trading for 2 weeks, 2 months like that. They're in for a minimum of 3 to 5 years. They understand that. And at this point, I don't think we have 2-3 years left in this market cycle. Now that's my perspective. I don't think we have that long in this market cycle. Now, why do I actually think that? I can actually take you into an area in the chart where you can actually literally ask yourself. Now, you don't actually need a chart expert or anyone to actually do this, right? You can go in and look at what you observe. If you think the market has topped out, fine, get out of the market. Why are you still in the market if you really think the market has topped out? So now we are going to coin paprika chart. It will not be accurate for the current price, but it is for the previous, right? We have highlighted this again. So if you measure the number of days taken for each cycle, you go way long and you still have the top of that cycle, that's this cycle, by September, October. Now we don't know. And if that's going to happen by September, October, we should be making a base somewhere here, March, April, and then slowly start grind May, June, July, August. That happens because Bitcoin is not that one asset which runs up in 30 days. If you don't understand what I mean, you can come look at what XRP has done in the past. It only needs that 30 days to run like crazy. So if you go measure this last move here, from this run, starting of that run, 35 days, right? If you are looking at the previous one here, you are like, okay, that's another 30 days. Again, you look at this, that's another 25. So Bitcoin is not that asset. It actually goes up, grinding each time, going higher. You can see how it has happened in the past. So if it is repeating something again and again, I think the chances are it's going to do that one more time. By that time, it's reaching the end of the cycle. And if you regularly watch us in these, you already know many of these stuff. And you are prepared enough to take your profits out when they are going to kick you. Because at that top, you're going to get a massive news like, they are going to put a ton of money, blah, 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 blah. A lot of retailers are going to follow and they would jump out. So you don't want to be at that place buying these in FOMO at that point. You want to buy them when they are down and have patience, sit back, ride it. So guys, if you are receiving value for your time, please do support the channel, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done that already. And if you want these kind of regular updates for your charts, look at the Patreon. It is going to help you. You can look at it. If you want, you can join. If not, great. But understand this market is going to give you a ton of opportunity. Seize it while it exists. Because from here, you may not actually get a long time to actually take benefit of that one. So I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.